All right, now to do the slit, to do the back slit of the skirt. Okay, now it is assumed that this is the back of my skirt. All right, here is the back of my skirt. So now I need my slit in between. The height of your slit is the height of my slit is anywhere you want it, but the normal slit length is what, 7 inches. So now here is my 7 inches. Here is my 7 inches. Of course, I could make it up to 8 inches, depending on the slit length you want. My skirt length here is 21 inches, right? So now I want my slit to be 8 inches. So from this 8 inches, you determine the fullness. All right, please permit me to move this way. You determine the fullness of your pleat. So now it could be 10 inches, it could be 11 inches, it could be anything. Now, how long this part is determines how pleated that part, the slit is going to be. All right, so now I want to make mine 11 inches. All right, I want to make it 11 inches. All right, so by the time I make it 11 inches, I'm just going to draw out my line this way. Then I bring it straight down onto the length of my skirt. Okay, then I cut out. So this region is the part that I'm going to pleat into my slit. All right, so now I just go ahead and then I cut out. I'll go ahead and then I cut out this part. I cut this, and then I place this directly on my fabric to cut. Don't forget, I'm going to be cutting two pieces of this pattern. The back here is going to have a zipper, and then all of that part. So now let me cut out this pattern, and then I bring it back to cut it on the fabric. All right, now here is what your pattern looks like. Okay, so now this is the back, this is the skirt, and then the whole of this area is the pleated part. The whole of this area is what I'm going to pleat. So now this is the back. I'm going to be cutting two pieces of this particular pattern. I'll cut two pieces, and then my front is going to be on fold. Of course, you already know how to do that. Now I've been able to cut out the skirt, right? Now looking at this hip part, you know that this is the skirt, and then this side here like this is the pleated part that I want to pleat. Now the first thing I need to do is just that I need to fix my zipper. All right, of course you would have had your zipper allowance. I fix my zipper all the way down to like ½ inch away from this place. So like I'm going to stitch all the way down. So now I will stitch down, all right, then I bring it back. All right, now I've been able to stitch this part down. I use the black thread so that you'll be able to see it well. So now this is now like my skirt. Okay, all right, my skirt is ready. Now talking about the slits. Okay, so now this is the slit part that I want to pleat. Now to avoid a joining here, probably when you finish you don't want to really join. Okay, now I said that to avoid seeing this joining part when you finish pleating. Don't worry, when you finish you're going to understand what I meant by that. So I just cut a straight piece of the same length, all right, the same length. Then the width is just something that probably around 3 inches or 4, but this is 3 inches. So now I'm going to join it like inside this way, not outside. I'm going to join it like to the right side, okay, such that when I finish pleating, every other thing goes inside. So I'll just join this together here, and then the other part I'm going to join it. So now let me join this. Okay, now it is not really compulsory that you had this. You can just join it and then you pleat, but I don't want to have the joining outside. That's why I'm joining this together with this. Okay, so now I just join this part together and then I join it to the other side. All right, now so I've been able to join. Can you see I've sealed the edge such that the edges is just like unfold like this, so you can actually leave it and then you join it outside anyhow you want it, but I don't want a joining outside. So now the next thing we need to do now is to start pleating. Now by the time I open up, I'm going to pleat the first part up to this part till I have this line, then the other one. So let me show us the process. Okay, now let me open up. All right, opening up like this, I have these two opened parts, right? So you pleat first. I'm going to pleat like this. This is the first one. You stitch it down. You could either stitch it down or you pin it down first. So now I'm going to pin this. All right, next I'll pleat this on top. I'll pleat this on top. That's the next one. So I repeat the whole of this process for the other side as well. So now this line that is sewn here, I just bring it on top of this like this. So now you have to really gauge your lines very well. You know the amount of pleat that you want. So now I'm going to pin it down. Okay, so the next part too. Okay, so now I've been able to pleat the first part. Can you see? This is the first part. All right, then we turn around to the other part and then I complete my pleat. Okay, so I pleat this way, just the way I did the other side. All right. Okay, so now I pleat the first part. This is the first layer. Okay, then the next one, ensure that they are always sleeping on top of each other so that it's really going to form what you want. So now I pleat the second part and then I pin it down. All right, then the last one, which is this. Okay, then this is the last one. So now I'm just going to pin everything down like this. All right, now so I'm done pleating the back. So can you see that I don't have any edges showing here? I've concealed all edges inside. That's what I was talking about. And then by the time I turn it around, this is actually what I have. So can you see that? Can you see this? There's no joining in the middle. Okay, now so by the time I turn it around, there's no actually joining like in the middle here. Do you understand? So in a situation where you have a kind of head showing here, you can just weave it down, or probably you can just leave it. It's not going to show. This pleat actually slips on top of each other like this, and then you have this. All right, so now this is how your back slit actually looks like. Okay, so now to complete it, you can just stitch this part down. You stitch it all the way down, you run a stitch on top, run a stitch, or to avoid having stitch outside, you raise this part, you stitch from here, you stitch underneath, just stitch underneath, and then stitch underneath here also, such that your stitch is not penetrating to the right side of the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'll stitch this part down, I'll stitch this down, and then I'll show us the final outcome. All right, so I'm able to stitch it down. Can you see I have no stitch outside here, but then I have it inside here. Okay, I have the stitch inside here. I've been able to stitch this down like this. So now, just to avoid this flying around, if you want, but I don't want, you can just have a little stitch here, a little stitch around here. So here is what the final outcome looks like. All right, so can you see the pleated part, the way they are relaxing on each other? All right, so you can try yours and then you show me your final outcome. If you find this tutorial helpful, you can please like, comment, share. You can share with your friend. All right, thank you. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.